Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your 2022 Oakland mayoral candidate for Zinni 62 Media and Oakland News Now. I've been disqualified as a mayoral candidate officially, and so that's not the bad news. Now, as of yesterday, Monday, at just before my HOG meeting, Homeless Advocacy Working Group meeting with city officials, city administrators. Latonda Simmons was one of our speakers at that. And so I was told by Lanita Hogue, our city caseworker to this camp, that the city will be closing down my encampment in the month of September, and most likely the last 2 weeks of September. And so I did announce this at the HOG meeting last night, and so one of the biggest reasons why I cannot accept it, the city of Oakland has a propensity to lie in court, and right now the city of Oakland City Council, and 3 of your Oakland mayoral candidates agreed to pay a $250,000 out-of-court settlement for civil rights violations on the homeless. So right there, none of the 3 city council members should be considered for a mayoral vote. And anyone who thinks less of the homeless, it's not all of our faults that many of us are homeless because of the greedy that have invaded Oakland and caused high rents and high costs of housing to Oakland that used to be at one point a very low cost housing city. And so anyway, I'm scheduled for talks with hopefully the new city homeless administrator. That would be Daniel Cooper. Daniel Cooper of the city of Oakland. He has been here, but he never got out of his car to engage the community here. And there's only 4 of us here typically in the daylight hours, and he didn't engage with any of us. Instead, he phoned it in, had Operation Dignity come in, which is one of the first intervention agencies that the city of Oakland contracts with, and their offering is a community cabin situation at Mandela Parkway in West Oakland. And I can't do that because all of my medical is situated and surrounding my health care right up here at the Eastmont Mall. And so moving to West Oakland, that would remove me from that healthcare system that has documented everything for me since 2009. So that's not an acceptable solution for temporary housing. And they tell you it's temporary housing that can lead to permanent housing. Well, no, that's not acceptable because I've housed more people than most of your programs here in Oakland. In fact, nearly everybody in this camp is in permanent supportive housing with continuum of care because of me. I deserve that same priority. I deserve that same priority. Plus, I cleaned up the neighborhood. I've kept crime at bay. I've identified the criminals that infest our city, and I've worked to keep the peace. So that's what's going on here. And unless the city plans on having a lot of police drive-bys or security here, it's going to set up again. And it continues to this day that it will return to being one of the worst dumping zones here in the city of Oakland once they remove this encampment. And so there's a lot of things that we know will happen and that they're not planning for because of this closure. Where one of the smaller camps and also one of those, even though we're small, we're high expenditures because we have 3 porta potties. We had our shower laundry service kind of restored. That we keep receiving a broken trailer like this past Saturday. Some of us got to shower, but then a majority of us, the dryer broke down on the trailer, and so we were handed back wet clothes. Wet clothes. They were washed. They were soaking wet when they were handed back to us because the dryers broke down. So those are kind of services that we're up against because the city isn't paying a fair share to keep and maintain a lot of the equipment. This is like the 3rd trailer that has had washing, the laundry issues, if not the shower issues. So we need to do better for the homeless. I'm one of the more outspoken and more vocal here in Oakland, and so this is their way of silencing me. And it's I've been a community advocate. I have a lot of health challenges because of ABNI Foundry, which was emitting hexavalent chromium, and so I have that VOC, that toxin, cancer-causing toxin inside of my lungs, and I'm already an immune-compromised individual from cancer treatment, from chemotherapy and radiation therapy. So the likelihood of me making it to 70, as my doctor has said, is slim and none. And so because of my medical records that went along with the case to Attorney General Rob Bonta's office, was my lawsuit, but also I'm one of the exhibits as to the harm that hexavalent chromium creates. So as your community advocate, I'm hoping that it's paid out soon, because ABNI, while they're leaving California, they're not out of business. They're bringing those same toxins, but back to the state of Texas, where air quality rules are much more relaxed. So thank you for joining me today. Hope we get some support here. I've already been in contact with several attorneys who is going to help represent us with Daniel Cooper, and also, if we need to, organize an organized resistance from this from removal of this camp. So we'll see how things play out. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.